Hey everyone, it's Peter here at The Reboot. I want to give you guys a quick update video today. Two items I want to give you an update. The electrical being supplied to the property. They've dug the second hole here. Quite a big mess. They came in from that side. They came in from the ditch here up at the road. And just to give you an idea how deep this stuff is, get these stones off of here. Like, I don't know if you can see down there. That's a deep hole. I'm going to say that's 8 feet. That's a deep hole. That's where that new pole is going to go in. This is the old pole that has some woodpecker damage to it. New one's going to go in. Lines are going to go down to the telephone pole down in that direction. They came in here with their big tracked vehicle as well, their drilling rig. Get access to the point over there. Came down the driveway there. So a lot of work being done here right now. And here's the update down here at the shop. You can see the update very obviously is they actually have the cable running from the utility pole to the post on the mast on the building. Some of the information that I can share over here. This is where the meter is going to be. Comes down the pole. It's going to capture the electrical supply to the building and then to the house in the back acres back there. Some other interesting features here. Here's the work they've done. Great job to snuff. So that's one contractor takes the wire from the pole to the building, put in the mast and the interior work that I'll show you in a second. And then it's Ontario Hydro who is going to be running the cable from the new utility pole out on the street highway to the pole here. And they're hopefully going to be here in the next 2 weeks sometime. So in the meantime, the power supply that I've been using for the red barn, for the shed, has been these two 350 watt solar panels up there on the cabin. That power, not ESA inspected. One line runs to the cabin. The other line came out this side of the cabin into the shop, done to code underneath the roadway there, the laneway beside the shop here. Came in and gave me 15 amp plus the lights. That's now disconnected. That power used to come in right here. It's been disconnected in this box here. It's no longer connected. And what do we have here? We have 200 amp service into the building. There's the fuse panel right there. So we've got various lights and other services coming in. Let's go back outside. I want to show you something outside that I've had installed. I have one 120 socket out here, and then I have the larger, I think it's 240, and that provides the EV charging for, of course, the electric vehicle, sorry. So glad I had that installed. That's going to make things easier once that power comes in from the street. And not to mention the 200 amp service here inside the building. So done by a very professional crew, obviously, grounded, outlet beside the fuse panel as per code. And the electricians that were in here went around, and most of the yellow lines are the lines that I had already put in, and they cleaned them up. They made them look much more professional, obviously, than I had them. There's the wiring to the 120 outside and the stove plug outside for the electric vehicles. So what do we have here that's interesting? There's the larger cable. I've got a 240 inside here as well. See that? Installed it just in case I do buy some machinery or tools that require a 240 plug, or if I end up selling this one day, a future buyer I think would be pleased to see a 240 outlet inside. So anyways, what do we have here? These are the outlets I installed. There's 1, 2, 3 on each wall. One back there, one over there. The electrician again looked at the work I had done, inspected, and had updated as required. So he replaced some of the wiring on my lights. That's perfectly fine. And you'll also see an outlet there, which will be for a future garage door opener. He also installed one up here that could also be used for one of the vertical type of garage door openers. What else can I tell you about the job that's been done in here? And we've also added, I don't know if you can see those yellow cables up there running down to the back of the building, and the box that's been installed there. Very much a plan for 12 to 24 months from now is to put maybe a 10-foot by 20 couple of rooms off the back that might include something like a lunchroom and a toilet, which would obviously imply the installation of a septic field back there somewhere. But that would be the power. We have enough power to run a refrigerator, microwave, and several outlets. You know, how many drops you can have off of one line. I think it's up to 6. So I stepped on something metal back here. Just want to get it off the floor. There's the culprit right there. So the short of it is, until they get that overhead wire, the pole in, the utility pole up by the road, and that overhead wire in, there will be no power in the barn, in the shed until that time. In the meantime, I'm going to get some of the insulation was loosened / removed so that the electricians could have access. I loosened a couple rolls over there, hanging in the wall, so that they could have access and take a look at and inspect the work behind the insulation that I'd done. But if you can see it there, 1 outlet, 2 outlets, and then a 3rd outlet down there in the corner by the roof insulation roll. So I'm really pleased with the work these guys have done. Very soon have full electric power in here, courtesy of the grid. And what's the other update? The other update is how, or what is the result of the spraying job. Have a look at the video above to learn what the background is to that. Now, I bought a product called Fiesta. I sprayed it all up and down the driveway, through most of the areas here, down through here. And what's the result? The result is that over in this corner, it seems to have worked somewhat okay. However, when you start to look elsewhere, see some of it dying there. And the spraying was about 8 days ago, and that's what it says to allow for results to come in then in approximately 8 days. But throughout the main yard here, you guys see all the green? So I don't know if I didn't put enough of the Fiesta concentrate and figured out the water volume correctly, if I made a mistake there, or if many of the weeds and grasses, etc., in my driveway do not fall under the chemical combination or treatment that is covered by Fiesta. Like, there are different broadleafs in my driveway than what Fiesta kills. What am I going to do? First, I'm going to try the Fiesta concentration again, do my calculations over. One of the viewers has suggested I go to a specialist weed killer and ask them for some of their product. That may be the second part of this process once I make the second application to see whether that works or it doesn't work. But as of right now, I would classify or grade the application that I put on, the first application, a fail. There's just way too much greenery, way too many weeds in all of these areas that I'm walking. I sprayed all these areas. I don't think I filmed all of it for you guys. You can see some of it's browning up, you can see some of it's dying, but I would have expected a better result over the last 8 days than this. So again, you can see all through here. I sprayed all through here. So if any of you out there have some suggestions, take a look at that first video You've seen how I have the sprayer working. I think it's spraying. I think it's providing the liquid at a good volume, a good rate. The application, I think all these things were hit by that liquid coming out of the sprayer. So anybody has any suggestions, let me know. If you think I might have mixed, I think I put about 800 milliliters for 20 liters of water. So 800 milliliters of the Fiesta concentrate with 20 liters of water. Again, you see some die off here, but not the effect I was hoping for when we see all this green out here. Okay, that's the update for today, guys. The electrical's moving along really well. It's going to allow me to finish up the insulation inside. And back to the drawing board concerning the weed killer application. Now, before I sign off, one other thing I'm thinking of. Installing these rolls of insulation in the ceiling is not going to be easy. I'm thinking about hiring a crew to help me do that, or to do it. That'd really move the project along. All right, everybody, that's the update for today. Hope everybody's enjoying the start of their summers out there. Subscribe, like, and share. Look forward to seeing you in future videos. Take care.